What's up, crew? It's Jordan Crypt here. I've been getting a lot of requests to go deeper into strategy on fixed range volume profile trading. This really is, for me, something that is so essential to profitability. Please make sure that you have watched the setup tutorial and the intro tutorial. I will put those links in the description. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and be sure to stay till the end of the video to get all of the important information. Today we're going to be going a little bit deeper into some practical examples of how to use the fixed range volume profile to find entries, as well as gradual take profits and full take profits. We're going to be looking at micro and macro ranges on Bitcoin and Ethereum, as well as some indicators that you can use for confluence when finding your entries. If you are trading along with us, please do take advantage of our current Apex campaign, which allows you free bonus capital on your deposit, as well as when you hit certain milestone levels on your volume. That Apex link is in the description. There really is no more risk-free way to trade than trading with capital that has been given to you for free by an exchange. And I have organized this for this community. We're now looking at the 4-hour time frame on Bitcoin, and we're looking at the current range that Bitcoin is trading within. We're going to start off by looking at micro ranges to understand the key factors of this indicator. Make sure you add it to your favorites so you can find it easily, as this really is a tool that you should be using every time you analyze. One of the only things that seems difficult in the beginning and takes a little bit of time getting used to is how to identify the range, and especially how to do this early before the range has actually established itself so that you can get more entries in. To understand this, you do need a good understanding of support and resistance. There is also a full tutorial on support and resistance on my channel. As you can see here, as soon as we see these candle bodies huddling to the same level, we can identify resistance. And the same thing on the swing failure pattern here at the bottom. When we see candles in a tweezer formation, we can identify strong support. So it can be easier when you're starting out to go in and drop those major resistance and support levels onto your chart. Then take your fixed range volume profile and make sure that to the left you are encompassing all of that price action on both the vertical and horizontal axes, which means you're taking your first click from somewhere around here. Then bring your second click all the way to the top on the right to also encompass all current price action. This is something that you will need to reset time and time again as more price action comes onto your charts. It is best to start with this as soon as you do see major support and resistance so that you can get the most trades in. Once you have drawn it in, there are a few key things to note. Of course, firstly, this is your value area high of the range, which acts kind of like an overbought on an oscillator. But of course, this is on price action. And then your value area low at the bottom of the range, which acts kind of like an oversold. The idea here is that yes, every range will break, but Bitcoin and crypto in general does seem to get stuck within ranges. And you want to be able to trade those ranges from support to resistance multiple times before the range breaks. So anywhere above this blue line is your value area high, anywhere below this blue line is your value area low. You are looking to take your shorts from within the value area high and your longs from within the value area low. Then you have your point of control, your POC, which is the largest level of volume traded within that range. You can see that by the major volume spike here on your volume profile. This is not a place to take trades from, but it is a major deciding point and a major take profit zone. Another key factor of the fixed range volume profile is understanding the high volume nodes. So when you are looking at your volume profile, try to find the spikes on the volume, and those will give you your high volume nodes, which act as major support and resistance levels, which can also help you in profit taking. Here we can see a major high volume node with a volume spike, and there we can clearly see the significance of this level on the charts with multiple wicks, breakdowns, and retests. And this is currently the level that Bitcoin is testing right now. We can also see multiple other high volume nodes that give us major significance. Another slightly more nuanced factor to understand there is the idea of high volume zones. So when you see levels of volume sticking out to relatively equal levels, you can go in and draw a rectangle there, which lets you understand those levels as a zone. And again, we can see just how significant this is. This, in my opinion, is a very important nuance to understand, as it allows you to get sniper entries. You want to be looking for your shorts up in this value area high level, and you want to be looking for your longs down in this value area low level. But you also need confluence with other indicators to tell you when to go long when prices in these levels. You really can use any other indicators that you are comfortable with, but try to find at least 2 other indicators to give you confluence so that with price in either your value area high or your value area low, you have at least 3 levels of confluence for any entry. One of the more simple levels of confluence you can use here is your regular RSI. Here we can see a nice trade example where price was in the value area low and our RSI on the 4-hour did tap the oversold region, and that gave us a nice entry into a trade with no drawdown that went on to reach the value area high, which is our full take profit within the range. We can then see the rinse and repeat where price was in value area high and our RSI was overbought. And there we had a nice move down through multiple take profits to almost hit the full take profit at value area low. We then came back up on RSI, and when RSI did show us the overbought zone, that's when it was time to go short from the value area high. And that was a beautiful trade all the way down through POC to our final take profit at the value area low. We then again reached the value area low and received a bullish divergence on the RSI at the oversold zone, and this gave us our long entry signal, which is now playing out past the POC. This really is the beauty of the fixed range volume profile, to be able to safely trade a range from the top to the bottom multiple times. And if you are more advanced, you can also start to hedge trade these ranges, which means that you stay in your longs and your shorts and take multiple take profits, so that when you are at POC, you're actually in profit on both the longs and the shorts at the same time. This is slightly more complicated, but there is a full hedge trading tutorial on my channel, so check it out. Holding these trades open means that when the range does eventually break, and all ranges will eventually break, whichever direction it breaks in, you'll hit the stop loss on the opposite direction, but you will go into exponential profit on the favorable direction trade. Another indicator you can use to time your entries with more precision is the stochastic RSI. And here you're trying to find where the RSI and the stochastic RSI rhyme both within either an overbought or an oversold level. One of my favorite levels of confluence to use here is the smart money concept order block, and this can give you nice precision entries within those value area high or value area low zones. It is confusing at first, but I would recommend learning this, as it really is a very powerful way to understand where the larger money places its bets. There is a full SMC order block tutorial on my channel. Let's now have a look at understanding a larger range fixed range volume profile for getting our major support and resistance levels. If we go to the daily time frame and zoom out, we can see a much larger range occurring here. This means that there is a lot of information in these candles that can help us to identify strong support and resistance levels, because there has been a lot of volume traded. So we take the fixed range volume profile, again including all information from the left bottom to the top right, and then we go in and draw in our high volume nodes as well as our high volume zones. Now we are getting a really nice zoomed out picture of where the major levels are for our swing trades. And now zooming back into the 4-hour, we can see just how significant these zones are and take them as zones of interest to look for further confluence. Having a quick look at the fixed range volume profile on Ethereum now on the current range, we can also see how important and fruitful this range has been, identifying the major support and resistance of the range and then drawing in the tool. We can see how many nice trades have come in, how significant our high volume nodes are, as well as our high volume zones, and how important it is to find confluence with your other indicators when taking these entries. I hope this has been useful. Please do join the Trading Academy on Telegram for all of my updates, and join the Discord server link in the description to trade along with the community, as this really is the best way to learn.